he would go on a run that would make our entire generation go, okay, we got a guy. Right now, he's currently on a run that could be historic. He won the PGA Tour schedule calendar championship. Then he just won the St. Jude championship. This upcoming weekend, it's down to the top 50. And then next weekend, it's the top 30. He could hit the quadruple crown here. Never been done before. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute stallion of a man. Wears wired headphones.
Nice. Of course.
Protect that brain. Ladies and gentlemen, Scottie Scheffler.
Yay.
How you doing, brother?
What's up, fellas?
Okay, always a wired guy, or this was just available?
I typically am a wired guy. Sometimes I put the what is it, like the Bluetooth ones in there, but only occasionally. I'm typically a wired guy.
I like that old school, throwback, real golfer. You listening to music whenever you're playing, not in tour rounds, whenever you're out there on a golf course just kind of having fun?
Yeah, typically at home, like we'll have music in the cart, but if I'm practicing and stuff, I never have headphones in. You got to listen to like kind of how you're making contact with the ball.
Oh, yeah, I guess there is a little bit of hey, we're trying to get better at this. How is the contact with the ball? Feels like you're playing great golf. Obviously, we watched you dominate this past weekend. All season, you've been in it. Thank you as a golf fan and as a sports fan. Seeing your name on a Sunday or on a Saturday on the side of the television is a huge deal for the sport of golf. I think you know that at this point. You've been in it all year. You've won a few. You're coming off a win.
Kind of follow up on that driver. I believe you went from the QI10 to the new 4. I think it's 4D. And I'm the mark. I try to tailor-made. I buy the new driver. Whatever new driver comes out, I'll go out and buy it because I think it's going to help me. But what makes you get to that point where you say, okay, I am comfortable and I am going to change something in the bag?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been big on switching clubs. So if you see me putting something new in the bag, it's going to be really, really great. And I felt like as I tested this new 4D driver, the spin numbers were more consistent and it was a little bit faster. It was just a matter of the club going as straight. And I'm never going to switch unless I actually feel like the club is better. And so 2 weeks ago when I was at home, I just did my best trying to go out and play. And my backup driver to the QI10 was the QI4D. And so I felt like my QI10 was getting close to where it was either going to fail the driver testing or become illegal. And so I needed to really work on my backup, and I put it in play at home a few times and really liked kind of what I saw. And, going into Memphis last week, just felt like it was a good week to kind of test it out, and the results were pretty good. So definitely going to keep it in the bag going forward.
I like that you look at your backup driver going into playoffs, say, congrats, kid, you're in the show. I like that. I'm doing similar stuff. But I think $10 million to win the season and 3.8 here last weekend, 3.8, and then another $10 million. If you hit the quadruple crown, obviously that's a hell of a 4-week period, okay? And we are pulling for you to do that for the good of all sport and for greatness as a whole. But let's talk about being great and when you're great. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Scotty, Pat alluded to it, how, going into the offseason, obviously you want to kind of go out on top and be playing well. And the purses for these, last 3 tournaments are huge. But for you specifically, would you rather be peaking and playing your best golf kind of maybe more towards the beginning of the season, like early summer when you have the majors kind of sandwiched around, that time? Or is the intention, hey, I want to be peaking and playing my best golf around the time the FedEx Cup comes around?
I feel like peaking in golf is something that you can't really predict. I think you want to be playing your best golf all the time. And I think that's what we're always striving for. And, yeah, if I could figure out how to, necessarily peak for certain weeks, that would be great. But I think in golf, it's such an unpredictable and difficult game. I think you're always just trying to get the most out of yourself. And I would describe it best this way. When I'm at home practicing, I think the majors are always kind of in the back of your head. But I feel as if what works best for me is just to get the most out of each day and each moment. So practice really hard when I'm at home and just get the most out of kind of each and every day. Just be present, be where my feet are, I think is really kind of my motto. And I wish I could figure out how to peak in golf. That would make things a lot easier.
You have for about 10 years now. Yeah, it's been a long-ass peak. You kind of plateaued at the peak, actually. Everybody's kind of wondering when that's going to stop.
It's just the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. And you can do this until you're 90, your guys' sport. You can literally do this until you're – yeah, absolutely. You can't get on any of the science that I'm on, but you can certainly do this for the rest of your life. I appreciate the fact that the FedEx Cup people are going to be thankful you said that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you got to it. You got to it when you're like, when I'm at home – and I'm standing over a ball, Okay, we are at Augusta. Yeah, we are certainly doing that.
Legacy.
But would love to. FedEx Cup, obviously very important. Let's be where our feet are. You talked about playing with Sam Burns, how much you love him this past weekend. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Scottie, obviously you're very close to Sam. You're very close to Siwoo. I watched a video of you guys playing together this week. It was awesome. It was very funny. So I know that I assume it doesn't matter as much on Saturday, Sunday because you're more dialed in, or maybe I shouldn't even say more dialed in. But on Thursday, Friday, do you like being more open, maybe playing with the guys that you're closer to on those Thursday, Friday opening rounds before you get into the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you're able to go out there with a buddy, it's a lot of fun. But it is serious when we get into competition. I've never been a guy that talks a ton on the course, but anytime you can be out there with one of your buddies, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna mess around, and I'd say it's always more enjoyable just being out there with one of your buds. And like you said, I've got some great friends that I've met through the game of golf. Sam's one of my best friends in the whole world. So I've known for a long time, and Sue was one of my buddies. And so anytime we can go out there and play and compete and do what we love, it's a lot of fun.
Who'd you yell at after burying a putt in the President's Cup a couple years back?
That's Tom Kim.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was, I love that. I was like, yeah. It just popped up in my algo again. I was like, did we miss this? It feels like we missed that. Nobody talked about that enough at the time. I enjoy the way you operate at the top of your sport, man. I genuinely do.